This is my 2007 BMW E60 M5. I imported the car from Japan around about 1.5 to 2 years ago, and it has kind of been my daily driver for that time period. The engine and gearbox have been faultless, and I haven't really had to do anything to the car. But 2 years of minimal maintenance and letting a few smaller jobs linger have meant that I have got a really long list of jobs that need sorting out on the car. So I'm going to be going to Europe in about a month and a half's time. It's going to be about a 3,000 kilometer road trip. So I'm going to take you around the car and show you what needs doing to it. Like many JDM car enthusiasts, my evenings are spent with a mug of tea and my laptop, scrolling through the internet, looking for cars, parts, or potential projects. This evening was like no other. I was scrolling through a Japanese used car website and the auctions, stumbled across this Alpine White M5, and I'd always loved the idea of owning a car with a V10 engine, but it was not something that had been at the top of my list. Without really thinking about it, I messaged my guys in Japan and had them provide an auction sheet translation. The sheet said the car was a grade 4, had some cosmetic imperfections, a few small oil leaks, and after hearing that, I wasn't quite convinced. A couple of hours of late night research led me through forum posts talking about rod bearings, actuators, injectors getting stuck open, SMG issues, and for some reason I still thought it was a great idea to purchase one. A bid was placed on the car, it was secured, and then transported all the way from Tokyo to Osaka, where I got my first set of photos, revealing the car needed a little bit more work than I had anticipated. The most important thing, however, was the engine and gearbox seemed to be in good working order. You might be wondering, why have I gone through all the hassle of importing a car from Japan when I probably could have found one in the UK? There are a few reasons for this. One is that cars from Japan are more meticulously maintained. The underbodies tend to be very rust-free if you find the right car. They also fall into a lower road tax bracket when they're imported here in the UK. And in addition to this, I also wanted an Alpine White car, which is very hard to find in right-hand drive in the E60 M5 lineup. So when this came up for sale in Japan, it was another one of those checkbox moments which made me think, let's go for it. I had the car loaded up into a container and it was shipped to the UK. Once here, it was picked up from the port, and soon as a jump pack was put onto the battery, it fired up beautifully and you could hear the lovely low note hum of the V10 engine. Once the car was registered, I started doing quite a bit of work to it. The F-Series wheels with the winter tyres were immediately swapped out for style 166M wheels, wrapped in some Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tyres. Next, the red JDM wheel bolts, despite the 5 extra horsepower they were adding per corner, were swapped out for black ones. The carbon style rear M5 badge, the side vents, and the gloss black grills were changed out for OEM ones. The paint on the front bumper was not so great, and after looking at it closely, I had a sneaking suspicion from the fitment it was not a genuine front bumper. But as luck would have it, someone was breaking an Alpine White car here in the UK because it had spun a bearing. I managed to secure the front bumper, and the replacement bumper was fitted, the JDM plate holder transferred across, and it was a great temporary solution to getting the car looking really smart again. I started driving the car, and the first thing I noticed when driving it on the UK roads was a hideous clunk coming from the front end. Initially, I thought it was just the drop links, but further inspection showed that the front control arms were completely knackered. All the front arms and drop links were replaced with Lemforder ones, and I found that the car had KW Variant 3 coilovers all round. This was a super nice surprise, as these new are close to £3,000. We then had a period of really heavy rain, and I went to drive the car one day, and the driver's side carpet had a mini lake in it. In the middle of winter, I had to strip the entire interior out in the dark, as there was no way it was going to dry out in the car. The foam insulation had absorbed most of the water, saving the electronics. The carpet was allowed to dry inside properly, and all the water drains were cleared and everything reassembled. So that brings us to today. Later this year, my cousin's going to be getting married, and he's decided he wants to have his suit made in Milan. A few of us are going to be joining him out there to have ours made there as well. And rather than do the sensible thing and book a flight to Milan, we have decided that we are all going to take our BMWs and drive from the UK to Milan and back just to buy some suits and have a nice little road trip around Europe as well. I wasn't overly sure what my future plans for the car were going to be. Seeing as this opportunity has arisen, I'm not sure when I'm going to get the chance to take a V10 super sedan all around Europe with some of my most favourite people. I've decided to document all the work that needs to go into prepping and restoring my E60 M5 to take to Milan and back again. You've seen all the work I've had to do so far since importing the car, but in order to take it around Europe, I still have a ridiculously long list of things that need to be done to this car. We need to do the brakes, the control arms, the guide arms, the rod bearings need doing. The car has so many oil leaks underneath, I don't even know where to start. If you want to see the restoration of this E60 M5 and find out whether the car makes it from the UK to Milan and back in one piece, or if at all, hit that subscribe button, and in part 2 I'm going to be taking you around in more detail what problems the car still has, and we're going to get into the restoration side of things.